do want to check in Kerrville live with Fox Weather's Katie Byrne. And Katie, from what we understand, the rain rates there are over an inch per hour. It must be pouring where you're at right now.
Michael, the rain started and it came down so strong. We had police officers from Kerrville Police coming over to where media was set up along the river, asking people to leave the area. We knew that they pulled any of the search teams in the water out about a half hour before that. We all had our phones go off with alerts letting people know that they are concerned about this river, the Guadalupe, hitting flood stage. And we've been watching the river just rise at this point, which is just tragic considering the catastrophic flooding that just hit this area a little over a week ago. You can see that water is moving pretty quickly downstream as we see this heavy rain continue to come down. And I was just up here speaking with a volunteer searcher who's been here since the beginning. He's from East Texas. This is just something that he does. He shows up at scenes like this and just helps out with the search. And he said everything as far as volunteer searches are on hold right now. And he was talking about just how fast this water is rising. He said there's a chance, you know, that the more localized special search and rescue task force teams could be attempting to use airboats and things like that at some point today. But as far as right now, his teams were pulled from all search efforts. And it just breaks your heart. He said all they want to do is be out there, and anything like this is just a setback for them as they're still trying to find more than 170 missing people in this community. Not only that, but I mean, everyone who lives here, just having this type of rain, having your phone go off with the flash flood warnings that we got, it's just a reminder of the scary, terrifying moments that these people just lived through a little over a week ago. Many of them talking about how they were staying in RVs or camp cabins, houses along the water when it rose 26 feet in 45 minutes last week. Some parts of the hill country picked up a summer's worth of rain in a day from the amount of water that we saw. And people talk about just the terrifying moments of watching those houses, RVs, people washing down the river, and just this helpless feeling of knowing there was nothing they could do. People, I think, are still processing a lot of what's happened, starting to hear from survivors saying that they finally are maybe getting some sleep in the last couple days, and then to have something like this happen on the ground, it's just devastating for this community that just wants to be able to reunite all of those missing souls with their families.
Yeah, and Katie, we can read numbers all we want, but it's that firsthand experience that you have been seeing. I mean, when I was down there, boots on the ground with Bain as well, the river was nowhere near that level, and it kind of took me aback when you're standing next to it, how high it seems like it's risen. Can you provide maybe some context to folks who can't put the numbers to the flooding? What have you experienced?
Well, I can tell you that there are streets that are flooded right now from the rain that we're getting, because we started out about 4 miles away in a different part of Kerrville along the Guadalupe River, where a memorial site has been set up. People have been putting up wooden crosses, some of them little crosses, to represent the young lives lost in this. And while we were there, we watched the Guadalupe really rising, and that's when police came over and had people leave that area. And pretty quickly thereafter, we saw the street right near that part of the river flood out, and there were really not a lot of cars around. We felt unsafe. We wanted to get to higher ground as well, so we drove from there about 4 miles to more of the downtown Kerrville area, where there's another memorial set up with flowers, people showing up with flowers to put next to the photos of all of these missing people. When you look at what they're dealing with today, just getting to this area, I didn't encounter a street that didn't have some type of flooding on the way over 4 miles away. And that was after maybe a half hour of consistent rain. It hadn't been raining that long just yet. You mentioned that we picked up quite a lot of it in just a little amount of time, and it hasn't let up just yet. We know that the weather that we're getting now has already had some big impacts north of us, where we're still learning about what people are dealing with there as far as flooding goes. But any kind of rain, I think, in this community, especially heavy downpours like this, just so soon after the tragedy that they're dealing with, is just, it's really too much to bear for these people.
And Katie, I know that, you know, a code red was just issued for Kerrville, Texas. I'm curious, we have like 30 seconds left. Are evacuations underway? Is that a part of the code red?
Haven't haven't heard about evacuations, but this code red wasn't sent out last week, so this, I think, was something the county wanted to make sure they did this time to warn people of that upgraded risk of flooding that we were looking at, and it came through when people were really going to bed last night.
Absolutely. Fox Weather's Katie Byrne for us live in Kerrville. We'll, of course, check back in with you in just a bit.